Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raka Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And I wanted to do this video. All right, this is an article that I just came across, okay, which instantly, I read through it and I thought about, something very interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to this article in the description. All right. And I'm not going to read it because if I read this article, there's a very high chance that they're going to strike, or take down the video. So what I'll do is you can read the article for yourself, but I'm going to tell you what the point or what's written, what they're saying in the article and why it's so important. Now, as you can see, based on this title here, right, that Israel offers the Siki Vanessa booster shot to all residents 12 and older, saying Green Pass will expire 6 months after the Vanessa. Now, when you and I'm going to tell you because it gets interesting, which I've heard, especially Apostle Tahar. All right, he keeps on saying this. All right, I've heard it, and I think even the last video that I watched that he did, all right, he mentioned it that you're gonna get a series. You're gonna get a series of Vanessas, and then you're gonna get the Charagma. All right, so as I was reading this article, that's what I just kept thinking about, because when you read it, it tells you that what they're saying is now every 5 months. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find specifically where it says it. Okay, but pretty much every 5 months, you're gonna have to go back, all right, and you're gonna have to get that Vanessa, okay. And it says when your 5 months is up, your Green Pass will expire, and in order to get it, renewed, you gotta go get another Vanessa, okay. Um, see if I can find exactly where it said it. There. It says Israelis will be able to get a third dose of the Pfizer BioNTech Vanessa at least 5 months after they have received their second shot. Um, it says apparently the government envisions, right, additional booster shots down the road. Okay, so meaning after your third, there's still going to be some more. Okay. It says here, I'm going to read it for you. Effective from October 1st, the Green Pass required for entry into some gatherings and public places, which they're going to start expanding that to pretty much everything, will expire not only 6 months after the holder receives the second, not only 6 months after the second one, but also 6 months after the third. So what does that tell you? If after your second, 6 months after that, your Green Pass expires, then you go and get your third, which is your booster, then 6 months after that, it expires, how are you going to renew that? How are you going to renew it after the third one? You're going to need to go get a fourth. And then you're going to need to get a fifth. And then you're going to need to get a sixth. Okay? Now, I speak as a man, but based on the video we saw that came out dealing with the Pentagon and their Vanessa mark, all right, they basically designed, a Charagma that will function in essence like this, right? It filters it out of your blood, it detects it, and I suspect that what they could do is say, look, you either keep getting these Vanessas constantly every 5 to 6 months, or you take this Charagma and that's it. You take it once, you let us put this Charagma in you, and then that's it. You don't have to keep taking these Vanessas. And it's like an ultimate Green Pass that doesn't expire. As opposed to having to keep going and keep getting these these Vanessas and these Vanessas every 5 to 6 months in order to renew your Green Pass. That's why it's likened to a passport. Okay? And I also was thinking how lately they're saying there's been a shortage of chips, of computer chips. And I wonder why. Okay, I wonder why there is a shortage. Could they have been using all these little semiconductors and transistors and all of that to be developed to be mass producing charagmas, who knows? Maybe they could have. All right, because it will be interesting how when they do come out and they start pushing this charagma, all of a sudden they're gonna have a supply available. Of course, they move in steps, but that's interesting to see. Nonetheless, like I said, just like the apostle been saying, now they're telling you this, and the world is pretty much looking at Israel. All right, and they're saying, well, Israel's ahead, so we look at them, what they do, their data, and then we model after that. So it's not a, now that you think about it, Israel basically got majority of their population with Vanessa twice, right? 2 times, but yet their numbers and things were still bad. So now if they say, oh, things are getting better now that we've given them the booster, and now that we've let it be known that if you don't get your booster, your pass is expired. The cases are looking better. The models, everything is looking better. So it wouldn't be a surprise for these other countries to say, oh, let's adopt that sort of, because they were already talking about it here. All right, Ricky Tiki Fauci are already talking about it. They said, oh, they're looking at 8 months, but really they could look at, depending on the data that comes in, it could be as close as 5 months. It could be as close as 3 months. But one thing that was also mentioned in here was that if you don't take your booster, it's pretty much like you never even took the Vanessa. And we said that. So what's gonna happen is what? You're gonna say, oh, I'm gonna take the Vanessa, but when the Marcus comes, then I ain't gonna take it. Well, you're gonna find out that the second you take that first, you take that second, you take the rest, and you're knees deep. And before you try to even crawl out, you in the middle of the ocean, neck deep, and you can't get out. And you're thinking, damn, how am I gonna? Because it's like quicksand, that's pulling you in. And the more it pulls you, the closer you get to the charagma. And you thinking, oh, when it comes, I'll just make the decision. But you realize that it's gonna be so intertwined. Now you have people that keep saying that this Vanessa is the charagma, but it's not. Okay, the charagma comes after, and you'll see it when it comes after, and you'll know what role it's gonna play. Okay, this, which I'm gonna get a scripture on, is really what's happening right now is really also prophetic, but it's to lead to something bigger. Now I want to find where it says that, pretty much if you don't take the booster, it's like you never even took anything, because that's how they got you trapped. You take the first for privileges, but you realize you can't stop taking it, because if you stop, then it's like you might as well not have taken it. Now, here we go. It says critics of the Vanessa Pass program have accused the country of having citizens depersoned. Check this out. If they don't get shots every 6 months, you hear that? Every 6 months. Interesting. 6 months. 6 feet apart. It says, creating a perpetual cycle of Vanessas. There you go. Essentially, Israel is judging people who haven't fully received a booster within 6 months after being fully Vanessa'd to no longer be Vanessa'd. You hear that? Your privileges stop after 6 months. You're no longer considered safe after 6 months. So you gotta go back every 6 months and go get it. Go and get it. Go and get it. And then they're gonna come and tell you, hey, look, we got something even better. Just come take this Vanessa mark that we showed you and told you what it does, and it can play the role of keeping you safe, and you don't got to keep getting these booster shots because it can administer it. But then at the same time, you don't lose your privileges to society because you've taken this charagma. Because if you don't take this charagma and you don't come to us every 6 months, you're going to lose your privileges. You're going to lose access to anything that we have prohibited you from accessing without this. And slowly but surely, that'll be everything. So let's start with 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And that's why we watch everything they do. And we always see how does this lead to their end goal? At what angle are they trying to work with this to lead to their end goal? And now, Revelation 13, and matter of fact, let's start at 15. And he had power to give life to the image of the beast. We know who the he is, all right, Esau, Edom, but those that are the elites who are now making their move, and it says to give life to the image of the beast, which we know that that's referring on to the system. And what you see is they're giving life to this new normal, this new system, through all these restrictions and mandates. This is a transition period from the old world, or from the old world to the new world, where the image is alive and well, fully functional, where the things that you used to consider normal are different. This is how things are done now, because the image is been given life. We're doing that by setting everything up, telling you, hey, you can't do this, hey, you can't do that, hey, you can do this. All right, that the image should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all. And we always go into this word causeth, which is poeo, and we tell you, as we read here, it says here to make ready, to prepare. All right. It says to constitute or appoint one anything, to be the authors of a thing, to make ready, and so at the time to institute. Okay. So what are they doing right now? They're making people ready. And what are they causing all, or making, or preparing all to do? He prepareth, or he makes ready all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their hand, or their right hand, or in their foreheads. So don't be surprised if they actually come out and tell you, hey, look, you take one, because then you're going to be used to it. And you're going to get tired of having to go every 6 months to go to renew, let me put it like that, to renew your passport. So they tell you, hey, look, now we got something new, right? Instead of having to go the Pentagon has worked on something that can make life easy for everybody, and we can return to life as it was before. You just go take the charagma and you're set. You don't have to ever worry about it. It'll do everything that it needs to do. It's all in one. And it'll be your ultimate passport with everything in it. Well, guess what? People gonna do it because they've been made ready for it already. What's the difference? Now, the only difference is, instead of going every 6 months, I do it once and then I'm good. It's going to be the same thing. I go 6 months to keep my privileges in society. Well, now you're saying I just go once and I can still keep my privilege in society. And if I don't go, then I'm going to lose it all. And if I miss my 6 months, I'm going to lose it all. Right? And it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, when you look up into this word buy, which we've done before, it says agorazo, which you hear the word agora in there, which agora was the marketplace. Okay, now let me actually do it this way. Let me pull them side by side and show you marketplace and agorazo, which is to be in the marketplace, to attend it, to do business there, buy or sell, right? So to partake in the marketplace, and let's see what the marketplace was or can be likened on today. So let's see what this is. Agora, right? And it says here, agora, any assembly, especially of the people, for public debating, for elections, for trials, for buying and selling, for all kinds of business, marketplace, street. So now when you look at society today, okay, in order to do any of these things, which now they're telling you in order to do any of these things, you need to have, right as of right now, they're saying you need to have Vanessa, or at least you will need to have Vanessa. Any assembly, right? You're gonna need, because when you go to gatherings, certain gatherings, they tell you, no, no, no. If you don't have Vanessa, you can't gather here, right? So places of assembly, churches, mosques, places where people assemble in general, they're gonna tell you you can't come in here or you can't do this unless you have this. Okay. For elections, same thing. For buying and selling, now in Nigeria, all right, the brother Yashalam had put up a video on it. They said that now you ain't gonna get access to banking services if you don't take the Vanessa. And as a matter of fact, for all kinds of businesses, because aren't these businesses the ones that are mandating Vanessa? They're being encouraged to say, hey, don't let anybody do business with you, partake in your business, shop here, unless they have the Vanessa. That's the marketplace. And to buy means to be in the marketplace, to do business there, to buy or sell. So in essence, society is run today based on buying and selling. It's based on transactions. And what they've done is they've made it so, or they're making it so, if you don't meet a certain requirement, you cannot buy. You cannot partake in society. You can't literally buy. You can't literally sell. You can't do anything society has to offer. You cannot partake in society because everything is transaction based. And now, in order to perform any transactions, you need to meet a certain requirement. So what they're gonna tell you is every 6 months you come and renew your passport, and then you that means you've met these requirements and you can go about doing what you got to do. But if you don't come every 6 months, well, you may have taken 3 shots, okay, and then you say I ain't taking no more. Well, guess what? You losing all your privileges. So that means you took the first, took the second, took the third to keep your job. Now you say I don't want to take anymore. You're gonna lose your job. You're gonna lose anything you get. You're gonna lose access to the. You could have gone to the grocery store last week. If you come back this week and they're gonna need to check to make sure that it hasn't been 6 months yet, and they check and they say, oh, your joint is expired. You're not allowed in here anymore, sir. You gonna say, hold up, but I just came in here last week. Well, now you gotta go get renew and then come back. People are gonna get tired of that. So if they just come to you and say, hey, look, just one time, let us give you this charagma. People gonna do it. People gonna do it, man. But nonetheless, like I said, I'll leave this article in the description, and you can read it for yourself. But I just wanted to do that real quick. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. Ultimately we have to watch and see how they're gonna do it. But each day is a step closer. And being that we know what the end goal is, we can sort of see how they're stepping towards it. Okay, but they're very close to bringing this thing, man. They're just trying to make sure that they're fully made everybody ready, and then they're gonna introduce the charagma so people can receive it. Okay, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kudash. Until next time, Shalom.